Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is grilled green beans with Gremolata. Well, everybody needs a go-to grilled green bean recipe, and this is a pretty good place to start. This is a really nice, smoky, savory, citrusy green bean recipe, and it all works really well together. Today we're cooking over a live fire inside the Yoder Smoker's El Dorado. I'm doing this specifically because I want that smoke and that char and that flame flavor on these green beans. We're gonna be cooking over a combination of charcoal and oak wood today. So we'll start by lighting up a couple chimneys of charcoal here and then add our wood later. We're using fresh green beans here. We got 1 pound that I'm simply trimming the ends off of to make sure I get those stems, and then want to cut them down to a reasonable size. Most of these are pretty good. I also want to include some onion. This is optional, obviously. We're going to take the top and bottom off, cut that in half, and then just slice this fairly thin. Onions and green beans going into the bowl. We're gonna hit these with some marinade now. So this is the Smoke on Wheels barbecue marinade, but what it really is it's a bit of oil, olive oil, it's a bit of fat. I'm gonna use like 1 cup of that. Some lemon, some garlic, very basic like savory flavors that all go great with vegetables. You don't have to worry about soaking this in the marinade too long because that marinade's gonna cook onto the green beans while it's actually on the grill. We are gonna hit this with a little bit of salt here. A little bit of seasoning in the form of our trail dust all-purpose seasoning. Just making sure we get a little bit on every one of those green beans. Dumping the charcoal now, and we can go ahead and build an actual wood fire on top of this, just using these coals to light the fire. We're cooking our green beans in a grill pan, so we want to make sure that we concentrate all of the heat in one area. Throwing down some oak split wood here. Now this is going to give us some flame, which will give us some char, but it'll also burn down and turn into charcoal itself. Let's take this all the way down to get some intense heat. The pan's nice and hot. We've got some flames coming up. So this marinade, it's got some oil in it that's going to create some fire and some smoke, which is great. There's a lot of great flavor in there. And then when that calms down, we'll kind of form a crust or a little bit of char on the outside of our green beans and our onions. Give it a little stir so we can kind of even out the char. And then as we start to get the color that we want, we can raise this thing up and let it just sort of hang out in a little bit more indirect heat until all of these green beans are softened up. So we're getting all the color we need right now. I'm just gonna pop this up a few notches so that heat's not quite so intense, and we'll let these continue to cook until they're softened. And then meanwhile, let's go make some gremolata. So this is really simple. We're gonna take a little bit of fresh parsley, about 1/4 cup, with a tablespoon each of lemon zest and garlic. But for the garlic, I'm just gonna break it down super fine on the microplane. We're gonna go for 1 tablespoon, like I said. Now we're gonna use the microplane to take off just the outer layer, the zest of the lemon. This is really gonna brighten up all the flavors. So now we're getting our kind of smoky, we got our savory, and then we're gonna get a little bit of tangy as well. Give it a mix, and that's all there is to it. All right, green beans are softened up, they're charred, they've got great flavor on them. We're gonna add this gremolata to kind of finish everything off, and that's gonna be it. All right, let's get a taste. Those are some dang good green beans right there. I love, at the end, the gremolata with the raw garlic. It's almost a little bit spicy. Now, if you want to mild that down, throw it in while it's still on the grill and kind of cook that garlic a little bit. But for me, this is just right. It's super citrusy, it's super smoky, and has just a little bit of that spice from the garlic. I really like this one. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.